Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a full face of first impressions, everything from the brushes to the makeup. So I did a really fun, cool toned fall look for you guys today using all new products. I'm going to let you know kind of as I go what I thought about everything that I used. I also tried a bunch of these oval brushes, which could quite possibly be a dupe for the Artiste brushes. These brushes were sent to me from Vanity Planet. They are sponsoring today's video. As you guys know, I've worked with them many times in the past and have had pretty good luck with all of their products. So just wanted to let you guys know about that here in the beginning. Of course, that's not going to sway my opinion on the brushes either way. I tell you exactly what I thought about them, a very honest review throughout the whole video. So I kind of went through the things that I liked and the things that weren't exactly my favorite all the way through the video. So we had some hits, we had some misses, and if you guys want to see what worked and what didn't, then just keep watching to find out. So I'm starting off with this brush here for my foundation. These brushes are synthetic, which means they're not going to drink up all of your foundation. What you put on your face is for the most part going to stay on your face. As far as a brush goes, synthetic hair, you definitely get the most out of your foundation application. So with this brush, I am using the Bye Bye Lines foundation from It Cosmetics. I had never used this before. This is a very new foundation. I'm using the shade Medium. So just a little bit about this foundation. You get 1.0 fluid ounces. This is an anti-aging, skin smoothing, invisible coverage foundation. So what I found was that this was buildable. I was able to get a little bit more coverage out of this applying 2 layers. It didn't cake up on me or anything, but this is definitely a very soft coverage foundation. It is not full by any means. I don't know if I would even consider it medium. It's a very natural looking foundation. I didn't notice many brush lines, but if you do see it, I feel like you can just kind of pat it into your skin and that gets rid of the brush lines right away. Since it is packed so densely, is definitely on the more smooth application side than, you know, any other like flat top kabuki or something. I almost always have to go and pat in the brush lines. This one, I got very minimal brush lines, which was great. For these bigger brushes, this is so heavy because it is so densely packed that I did have to hold it like this. I have used other oval brushes like this and I hold them all with one finger on the brush. This is how I use every oval brush that I've ever used. I have to have part of my hand on the handle right here and then one hand kind of stabilizing the head. I just feel like that gives me more control and allows me to really buff the foundation into my skin. I have some breakouts on my face right now and stupidly enough I put self tan over them, so now they are incredibly dark. So comparing my Shape Tape to the Bye Bye Breakout, which is what I used for the first time on camera here, this provides so much more coverage. I did makeup yesterday. I put it over these spots. It covered flawlessly. So I used this. I love the idea of this product, by the way. It says it's full coverage. I personally do not agree with that. Maybe a sponge or something like that would allow me to get more coverage out of this product, but I did not get full coverage out of this personally. I used the color Medium because I wanted it to blend right in with my foundation. That is the color of foundation that I used. If I was trying to highlight or brighten, I would of course use a lighter shade. Vice versa with contouring. If I was trying to contour, which I don't think this would be a great contour product, just throwing that out there. But if I was, of course I would use a couple shades darker. I put it on with this little brush right here and that worked out pretty well. I feel like I was able to really concentrate on that spot and get the most coverage possible out of this product. I did pat it in with my finger. That's another method I would normally use. This unfortunately is not really my favorite thing. This brush particularly fit perfectly underneath my eye for concealer. So I just used my Tarte Shape Tape for underneath my eyes. I just feel like nothing I ever use can beat this for underneath my eyes. It is great. So this is not a new product. This is the Hoola Quickie Contour Stick, and this is what I've been using constantly to contour my face. I did not have a new cream product contour. I really wanted to use a cream product when I was using these brushes to test out for the contour, because these particular brushes, being synthetic and packed so densely, work great with cream products. So I definitely wanted to do a cream contour to test it out. I love the Hoola Quickie Contour Stick. That is so hard to say. It blended out flawlessly with these brushes. I feel like I just smoothed it right over and it blended right out. No streakiness, no patchiness. That is an issue that I have sometimes with this product in certain foundations. I feel like generally speaking this goes on really smooth, but for some reason certain foundations do not like this product and will break up on my forehead. So I will say that about the It Cosmetics foundation that I just used. These two work great together, which makes me very happy. Okay, so now on to eyebrows. I used the brand new Foolproof Brow Powder from Benefit, and I must say the packaging is absolutely adorable. The one I showed you was in the color 5, and that I think is the darkest one. I decided that was a little too dark for me. I probably would have gone for 4 if I had it, but the only next lightest one I had was 3. So I do think this was a little too light. I would have liked maybe just a step darker. I personally do not care for the tool that came with it at all. It had like a kind of a sponge tip applicator, which I've never seen for a brow product, and I tried it and I didn't like it, so I didn't even bother showing you that part. I just went in with an It Cosmetics angle brush. I like this product a lot. It's very natural, even where I don't have a very prominent tail on this eyebrow. I am growing it out and getting a few little hairs over here. I don't have a very strong tail over here, and I feel like the coverage on my eyebrow is still pretty decent. This eyebrow has always been my good one that I can count on, so this one looks pretty good. And then I just used my Benefit 24-hour brow setter to go over it. The next thing I used was this brand new palette from Pure. This is the Soiree Diaries. I hope I'm saying that right. I honestly don't know. This palette kind of tricked me in a way. It looks warm tone, but look how cool my eyes look. They look very cool, even especially with this lip. The whole look is a very cool look. And you know, when I first pulled this out, I got this in my BoxyCharm. When I first pulled this out, I was like, oh, a cool tone palette. And then I got it in different light and I was like, oh, it's kind of warm. So it's a little warm and a little cool. You'll notice shades like this are definitely warmer, like this, but then you have some cooler shades in here. I loved this color for the transition color. This one is the shade Gala or Gala. So I used this shade first, and then I moved into the color Splurge. This one is a very neutral, but it airs more on the warm side. This would also be great for a transition color depending on your skin tone. I just kind of moved through the palette and tried a bunch of different colors. I used this one, I used all of these, and then I actually used all of these shimmers up the top here too. So I started with the darkest on the outer corner, then moved to this one, then moved to this one. I just did a nice little gradient on the eyes. These applied so smoothly. I absolutely loved the way this palette performed. The pigmentation was beautiful. There was hardly any kickback unless I really dug into it. This color right here, I really dug into with this small brush here because I wanted to use this darker tone as kind of a liner. So I just pushed the color into my lash line with this brush and it worked great. So I did get a little kickback using this brush in there, but it is also very densely packed and I was kind of poking it in. So I really loved this palette. This is definitely something I can see myself reaching for a ton this fall. All right, for mascara, I used the new Urban Decay Troublemaker mascara. They say this is sex proof, so you are supposed to be able to get a very strong wear out of this. Obviously, I just put it on. I haven't tested it throughout the day, so I cannot attest to anything like that, but I really liked the way it applied. The brush is very unique. It's got different sized combs on it, which I kind of like, I kind of don't. I am not a super huge fan of the plastic mascara wands. If this didn't apply so beautifully, I would not have liked it at all for that reason. I poked my eye several times because on certain sides of this mascara, the little prongs are longer than another, so I had to like try and figure out where it was, and I poked myself in the eye a million times, but I love the way that this mascara applied. It looked beautiful. It combed through the lashes perfectly. So although I hate poking myself in the eye with this brush, it was actually phenomenal for application. It looked so beautiful once I got it on. I did about 3 coats and I just loved the way it looked. I could have very easily just worn this on its own. I am an eyelash whore, so I had to put eyelashes on, but I think you could really work with this and make it look nice on its own and get super long lashes out of it. I didn't find so much volume with this mascara, but I got major length. So the next thing we moved on to was this bronzer. I am not a huge fan of this bronzer, actually. It smells fantastic. It definitely has like a coconutty smell. The finish is beautiful. It's not a pure matte. It's kind of a satin finish. I don't have an issue with the color at all. It just didn't apply super smooth. I don't know if you can tell, it just looks a little patchy to me over here. I also did try to contour my nose with it, and this is a very warm shade, so it didn't work out great for nose contouring. I think this would be a better bronzer for maybe a matte foundation. So I'm gonna give this another try, maybe with my Fenty foundation. Something that I noticed about this bronzer, it is pressed so tight into this pan. So you really kind of have to work with it to get a good color payoff. You really have to dip your brush in, swirl it around, and there's like zero kickback, which is great, but you really have to work to get that color payoff. For my blush, I went ahead and tried out this loose blush that I got in my BoxyCharm. I showed this in my PR unboxing haul, and I told you guys how nervous I was about using loose blush, and a lot of you were like, you just go in with a light hand, it looks great. I think it's pretty. It came off really strong at first, so obviously I am not skilled in the loose blush department. I did have to go over and kind of blend it out, but once I did, I feel like it looks pretty. I don't have a huge issue with it. Is it my favorite blush in the whole entire world? No, because it's just a little tricky to work with, and there's a learning curve for me since this is not what I'm used to. All right, for my lips, I use these new Milk Makeup lip colors, and these are supposed to be insanely pigmented. They have so much more pigment in the lipstick than normal lipsticks. These lip colors are stunning. They're very, very beautiful. I feel like this worked really well with the cool tone vibe that I had going on today, and still kind of gave me that nude look. For my highlight, this is not something brand new to me, but I haven't talked about it on my channel yet. This is the Dose of Colors Desi X Katie collab in the shade Mirame, and that is what I'm wearing right now. For my highlight, it is just an absolutely stunning color. This formula for my highlight has got to be one of my favorites that I own right now. I just feel like it gives me that kind of wet glow on my cheek. It doesn't look powdery or cakey or anything. I do not feel like these emphasize my texture at all, and I tend to get a lot of texture right up here. The one I'm wearing right now is Mirame, which is the darker one. Fuego is a lighter one. This is a little more gold. This one's a little more champagne beige. And then the last thing is this Morphe setting spray. Again, this is something that I have used previously but have not talked about on my channel yet. I love this. I am honestly shocked that a continuous setting spray has not been done before, or if it has, I'm not aware of it, but the smell is phenomenal. I feel like this is a great kind of unisex smell. It's not super girly, not super masculine. It's just a really fresh, nice smell. So just kind of in closing, there were some hits, there were some misses. Overall, I do like the brushes. So since Vanity Planet sponsored this video, they did offer you guys a coupon code if you are interested in ordering these brushes. I like them a lot. I think they're great. I think also if you are a beginner, you would love these for face products. They're so easy to apply, and it's really hard to mess up with these brushes. I feel like they apply very smooth. So if you're not a seasoned professional, I think you might love these for foundation. I do love the smaller brushes too. I wouldn't use these on my eyes at all. I think they're just too dense for eyeshadow, but I did like this for an inner corner highlight. You could use it for a brow bone highlight. And then this smaller one here, I thought was great for kind of pressing color into my lash line, but I would not use it for like this stuff. So yeah, I'll have the link down in the description box below for you guys to check out and see. They have different colors. I decided to get the pink ones because I just have a bunch of black brushes, and I thought pink would be kind of fun to spice it up. So they do have black if you are not a pink brush person. The black would probably look very sleek, but I just thought these were really, really cute, kind of this baby pink color. So the code they gave me for you guys to use is KBLEND. I will put it down here. That will take 70, yes, a whopping 70% off. So you can pick these brushes up and try them out for yourself for a very, very affordable price using my code. So yeah, that's it for this video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!